Hi, I'm Larry Trocha, and today we're going to work this little 3-year-old filly. I'm going to dry work her first, and I'm going to work her on some cattle. But right now in this section, I want to focus on the dry work. She's been ridden in a ring snaffle, and I've just now put her into this short shank correction bit. This is basically a correction mouthpiece with Argentine shanks. Very little leverage, and I've got a head setter on her so that she can't get her head way up, because she doesn't really know what this bridle is yet. She doesn't know what a curb bit is. You know, I've ridden her with a curb bit with a broken mouthpiece, you know, a snaffle mouthpiece in short shanks a few times to get her used to it. But we're going to be handling her a little kind of fast here and get a little more demanding on what I want her to do. And so what the head setter does, if her head goes way up, I'm going to bump her until her head goes down. But when things are happening fast, especially when you're working cattle or something like that, you don't always have time to bump their head down if it goes up. So the head setter will catch them and put a little pressure on them and encourage them to put their head back down. I've got that head setter adjusted so that it only takes a hold of her if the head goes unusually high, okay? You don't want it so tight that there's pressure on it all the time. But the goal here is just to keep her as correct as possible. I don't care if she does things fast or does things hard, you know, but I just want to keep her as correct as possible, which means I want her to go with the cow, I want her to stop with the cow. When she stops with the cow, I want her to stop fairly straight, and I want her to bring her nose in there, okay? I want her to start that turn nose first and come through that turn clean and smooth. If they come shoulder first, they lose their balance, and you have all kinds of other problems, okay? So I'm gonna take and trot her up here. When I quit riding, I want my horses to stop. If I'm not actively pushing them with my feet, they should check their speed or stop. And I'm gonna back her up with her head to the side. That's gonna prepare her to stop with the cow and bring her nose in there, okay? Press with my foot, I want her listening to my feet, ride her up, relax my legs, and if she doesn't stop, I'm gonna stop her, just like I did there. Back her up with her head to the side, ask for the turn, use my foot to push her through, ride. As soon as I took my legs off her, she hit the brakes. Back her up. Now I want her head to stay to the side. Now, she should take that shoulder away a little bit more. There we go. I want that shoulder to be standing up straight and the head to the side. She's kind of resisting me here a little bit, which is fine. I mean, that's just part of learning. There, now she's kind of wanting to keep it in there, bump it in. See, as soon as I started to turn her, she stiffened her head up. I want her, there we go. Now, but her body's veering out. So watch my spur on my right leg. Turn, press. Now she went against my leg instead of away from it. Press, she's not going away from my leg. So I give her a little reprimand there. Press, good. That time she moved off my leg. You know, you press, you ask easy, and if they just ignore it or won't move off the leg, you go ahead and do what needs to be done. See, she still didn't move off that leg good enough. So I'm kind of jabbing her there to get my point across. Or I could roll my spur up her rib cage. We'll try it again. Use my leg, good. Boy, that time she moved off. Let me point out, too much jab, and it's okay to do that. Go ahead and hit them with that spur once in a while, but you darn sure don't want to do that on a regular basis, okay? You'll kind of get them jumpy and touchy, okay? So I did that a couple times, but if I had to do it again, I would press, and if she didn't move off it, I'd turn my toe out and roll my spur up that rib cage. They'll take that a lot better than they will the jabbing. Good turn, good enough. I'm gonna trot her up, see if she'll stop. Good. Back her up and bring her nose in there. See, I don't quit bumping. Like the first time I bumped her nose in there, her head went up. I don't quit bumping until that nose goes down. Cutting horse needs to have a fairly level top line, fairly level head. Can't have a high-headed cutting horse. You can, And there's been some good ones that had a high head, but those judges will sure mark a lower-headed horse better. I still don't like the way she's making her left-hand turn. Roll that spur. Right-hand turn's good. There we go. Okay, good. That's better. Dropped her nose down. Good. All right, so she's telling me she's ready to go cut. So we'll do it. And I'm just going to work wherever I can work straight lines if I can. If I can't, then I'll just go wherever the cow goes. Ideally, I want to be able to keep my horse faced up on the cut. And sometimes that means side passing. Like right here, I'm side passing to keep my horse faced up. If the cattle went back the other way, I'd side pass the other way. Rein my horse to the cow and move his body with my feet. Cow's looking to my right, I'm going to side pass to my right. Now they're going, I'm going to go with it. Okay, that cow's gone. I'm just going to go with this one here. Take her across the cow. She went a little bit too far. Now she's stiffening up. I'm going to take her all the way around. I don't want her arguing with my hand. If I tell her to go to the left, she needs to go. And if she doesn't, I forget about the cow and get done what I need to get done. So she allows me to shape her body up and show her how I want her to use her body. Good. When I quit riding, she hit the brakes. Ride, ride, ride. Sit. Now she kind of rounded the turn there. She stopped, but then she started the turn. And she's supposed to stop, wait, and on the cow, and then turn. Has to be a separation between the stop and turn. And on a green horse like this that you're just training, there's a fine line. Sometimes they're going to turn too soon. Sometimes they're going to turn too late. You got to kind of teach them how to synchronize. Step to the cow, ride her, keep riding. I got my feet in her. I'm going to fade off, take the pressure off the cow. By fading off, I take the pressure off the cow, get a little bit ahead of it, and that's what stops the cow. She's looking in there really good. Now look what happened right here. Pay attention to what happened. We were here, she was set up perfectly. Nose was in there, everything was set up for her to make the turn. But instead of turning, synchronizing and turning, she took her head off the cow and started backing up. And that tells me one thing. This horse was started on cattle before I got her. Somebody has backed her up, taken her head off the cow and backed her up too much, okay? A little bit of backing is okay, a little bit of backing is fine, but too much causes that. So it's a fine line.